Schmidt, why don't you start us off?
Hi, Coach. So concerning Caleb Love, he's played historically well against Duke, but has had some off shooting days recently. What exactly are you telling him to get his head in the game, for better or for worse, for the Duke game?
Well, Caleb has had a fantastic season. You know, I'm just so proud of Caleb. The difference between him his freshman year and his sophomore year is drastic in terms on both ends of the floor. He's a guy from an offensive standpoint that can consistently create his shot at any point against anybody. I feel like his understanding of when to shoot and when to pass, when to distribute the right plays has gotten better and better every game. Defensively, he's always excited about defending one of the top perimeter players, and so I've been really happy with him defensively. There's more to the game than shooting the basketball. There's more to the game than percentages in particular games, and it's more to the game than what happened last year. I'm very happy that Caleb Love is on North Carolina's basketball team, and I'm very glad that he'll be on the floor wearing a Carolina jersey on Saturday.
Thanks, Coach.
Adam Smith. Adam, go ahead. Please unmute.
I apologize. Very smooth move. Hubert, I know you've talked about it some this week, but I was wondering if you could take us back 30 years ago. You were a senior on that 92 team when you guys played Duke, and that was a historically great Duke team. Just your memories from that night, and I mean, obviously that the legend of that night has kind of spun a lot of different ways in the 30 years since then.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, like a long time ago, and it was an incredible game because you had tremendous talent out there on the floor. I don't know the exact number of NBA players out there on the floor, but it was loaded with them on both teams. I remember Duke coming into that game undefeated at the time, and at the last time that they had lost was against us in the ACC tournament that previous year. And I remember that was the first time that fans stormed the Smith Center floor. And so it was like all the games, they were highly competitive, fun to play in, and exciting to be a part. But it was 30 years ago. It's interesting. Everyone, take me back. Like, that's a long time ago. Like, that's a long time ago. There's a lot that's happened since 1992.
Andrew Jones.
Sort of staying on that, Coach, your freshmen or your sophomores rather, they didn't get the usual Carolina Duke experience last year. And you've talked a lot about them having a Carolina experience, the full experience. And of course, Brady's 1 year, he hasn't been in one of these games either. How excited are you for them personally? They're going to get a chance to run out of that tunnel the final time before the tip off. The building's going to be full. It's going to be a buzz. And even the added layer with it being Coach K's last game, they're going to get a chance to have this unique experience. How much does that excite you?
Well, it is. It does excite me that they're going to get the full Carolina experience, but I feel like this year they have even already. The experience of playing on the road at College of Charleston, that was the first true road game that a lot of our guys had played in 2 years. So to have that experience, to be in a packed house, a true road game, and to be able to come out successful was really huge for us. I know the atmosphere will be different, but it was pretty live action against Michigan and NC State, and just mentioning last weekend with the celebration of Coach Williams, the '82 team coming back for a reunion and playing against NC State. And so the thing that I'm happy about is that our guys have had the full college experience, not just on the court, but off the court and in the classroom. And so it'll be an exciting time for them on Saturday, but it'll also be something that we've experienced before in any other games. And so that's my message to them. It's a basketball game against an unbelievable opponent, and it should be an experience that you enjoy, that you cherish, that you're thankful for, and that you're excited to play in.
Thank you.
Josh Graham.
Hey, Coach, scouting Duke, does Leaky give you the best chance defensively against Banchero, or do you think he might be best served against those guards?
I don't know. Paulo is an unbelievable player. With his size and athleticism, his ability to be able to score in many different spots, pretty much anywhere out there on the floor. He can dominate points in the paint by posting up. He can finish with either hand. He can shoot the ball from the outside, and he's an excellent ball handler, and he's a really good passer as well, a willing and a really good passer. And he's very aggressive on the offensive end. He's one of the most skilled bigs that I've ever seen in college basketball, and he's having a terrific season. So whomever is guarding Paulo, it will be a difficult task because he's that good of a player.
Aaron Baird.
Hey, Hubert. I was just curious as we go into February, what do you like about what your team is doing defensively, and what do you want to see improve here for the final few weeks?
Well, I think one of the things that has really helped our defense over the last couple of weeks is us taking care of the basketball. At the beginning of the year we were giving up too many points in the paint. And so that's something that we talked about, something that we practiced and drilled and stressed, that, no layups and dunks, and we need to protect the paint. And I felt like, since coming back from Connecticut, I feel like consistently we've done a better job of doing that. But over the last couple weeks, I think the thing that has really helped us defensively is we've been taking care of the basketball. Those games against Miami and Wake Forest, we turned the ball over a lot. And when we turned the ball over, it seemed like, they pretty much converted on every turnover that we had. And so that hurts your defense. And so one of the things that we've talked about to help us defensively is, one, how efficient we are on the offensive end. If we can make shots, they have to come back against our set defense. If we take good shots, even if we miss, we have defensive balance. And then the importance of just taking care of the basketball, making the easy play. We don't need home runs. We just need singles. And I just really believe us doing a better job of taking care of the basketball has allowed us to be better defensively.
CL.
Hey, Hubert. I'm curious just how unique it is to have a set of teammates, with Leaky and Wendell, and then AJ and RJ playing in this game. And does it speak to just kind of the quality of player and athlete that both Duke and Carolina recruit?
Well, it is. It's interesting. Back when I was in school, there wasn't AAU. And so coming in, I came in the same year as Christian Laettner, and, we obviously didn't have a relationship because we didn't have AAU and we didn't have an opportunity to spend time together. And so that's the different part now is the kids now, they have relationships, they have friendships with so many different people from different parts of the country, different places. And so, whether you come to UNC, Duke, or whomever, those relationships continue to exist while they're playing college. And I think that's really neat. One of the things that I've said before that people are very surprised at is the person that I got along with the best in my 12 years in the NBA was Christian Laettner. I mean, we played together for the Dallas Mavericks. We were teammates also with the Washington Wizards. We just enjoyed hanging out together and playing ping pong, and that's something that, we would have never thought while we were in college together. And so I think the guys today, they have those experiences younger in high school, and it carries with them in college, and I think that's really special.
Brendan Marks.
Hey, Hubert, just sort of generally wondering what your relationship is like with Coach K. And I don't know how many interactions you would have had with him when you were at ESPN, but how has it sort of changed, from the time that you were working in TV and maybe could go behind the scenes a little more to now since April?
I don't have very much a relationship with Coach K, but I have unbelievable words can't express just thoughts and praise for him. What he has done for not only Duke University, for the basketball program, for college basketball, for basketball in general, for international basketball, and to do it at the level that he's done it with such longevity and success, it's much to be praised. I don't have, a deep relationship with him because I never played for him, but the times that I interacted with him in the 7 years that I was with ESPN, the brief moments that I talked to him before and after games against, when we played against each other have been great and have been special, and he's a terrific coach and terrific person.
Severin Mull.
Hey, Coach. I just want to know, what is it like to be able to finally be in the spotlight on the big stage of the UNC Duke? What does it mean to you to have your first ever game in this rivalry be such a meaningful moment with Coach K's last game in Chapel Hill?
Just not really thinking about that. I know that it's a special moment, but my focus is on doing my job. And my job is to prepare and to coach this team and to prepare this team to play the best that they can on Saturday. That's my job. My job is to coach the University of North Carolina, and so that's where my focus is. I don't spend hardly any time at all thinking about things that take me away from what's the most important thing. And the most important thing is for me to coach and to prepare these guys every day to become the best that they can individually and to help this team become the best team it can become.
Adam Smith.
Hubert, I don't mean to say that Banchero is comparable to Jake LaRavia or Sam Wardenberg or some of these other face-up bigs that have given you guys some trouble, but is there any value in going back and studying some of those stretch fours, Nate Lashevsky, those guys that have caused you some problems? Is there anything that you can connect from those games to this games in dealing with Banchero?
Not necessarily. Those players that you mentioned, LaRavia and Lashevsky, both of them are fantastic players, as well as Paulo. As I said before, I can't say enough about Paulo and just not only the type of player, but the type of kid he is. He comes from an unbelievable family, and he's having a terrific season. And I think all of them are three different players. I think it's important for us that we just focus on what we can do against Duke. It's not, Duke is successful, and Paulo's a huge part, but they have a really good team, and they have an unbelievable coach. And so it's important for us to focus on the Duke team and us preparing to see how well we can play on Saturday.
Time for three last questions. Andrew Jones, then Aaron Beard, then Kip Combs. Andrew, go.
Hey, Coach, with Anthony unavailable the rest of the way and Dawson out right now, the starters have been logging a lot of minutes lately. Have you tweaked anything about how you handle them to preserve their legs, or is this an issue where they're 20, 21, 22 years old? It's not really an issue to you?
No, it is an issue to me. We've had to adjust and tweak and pivot and alter practices to adjust to the high minutes that the starters are logging. And it's also a motivation and encouragement to the guys that coming off the bench of how important they are to play well and to give incredible minutes when they get into the game. I'll give you an example. Puff Johnson, I think he played a little bit over 10 minutes against Louisville, and the one of the biggest plays in the game to me was his ability to take a charge. It was an N1 situation with Withers, and he stepped up and sacrificed his body and was able to take the charge. And so making plays like that is just huge for us. But we have had to tweak and alter and pivot practices and usage just to make sure that everyone stays healthy and everybody stays fresh.
Thank you.
Aaron and then Kip.
Hubert, just to follow up on that, is there any update on Dawson, and do you anticipate him possibly being available Saturday?
At this point, there is no update on Dawson. I'm very happy that he is spending this time with family. I feel like that's the best place for him to be right now. And this team and this program 100% loves and supports Dawson and his family. And they are always on our thoughts and our minds and our prayers throughout the day. And we miss Dawson. He will not be available for Saturday's game.
Final one for Hubert. Kip, go ahead.
Thanks, Steve. The Hubert, looking at Duke, Trevor Keels apparently is back in the lineup for them now, which means they'll probably go a lot of small lineup when Williams isn't in the game. Which is, in your mind, more dangerous, when he isn't there and they seem to be more explosive offensively, or when he is and he's backlining the defense?
I think they're just dangerous. They're not dangerous, and now they are dangerous. They're dangerous. They're a good basketball team. So whomever, whether it's a big lineup, small lineup, medium lineup, like, they're dangerous. And so each one of them that come on the floor, they're very good basketball players, and they're a good basketball team. That's one of the things that make them such a good basketball team is that who's ever on the floor and whichever lineups they have, they can be very effective. They can be dangerous on both ends of the floor. And so I'm not looking at one particular lineup that's favorable to us. We just have to prepare. We just have to practice, and we just have to play. And if we prepare and we practice and we'll play, North Carolina will be fine.
Thank you, Coach. He's now writing the game notes, as you can hear. So, all right, raise your hand if you have a question for Armando. Andrew Jones, go ahead.
Hey, Armando, we were just talking to Coach Davis. He said that with Anthony out and Dawson unavailable for indefinitely, I guess, that, with you guys, the starters playing a lot more minutes, that he's had to tweak some things in practice to kind of help you guys keep your legs. What are some of those things that you guys have done differently the last couple of weeks so you starters could stay a little bit fresher?
Yeah, we kind of scrapped a lot of the transition stuff. Because as y'all know, coming into practices and things, a lot of practice is based around like competition, full court transition stuff. So we kind of do it now where we do like one play half court, then we go down and play defense versus the boost squad, and then come back. And then, yeah, just mainly everything is half court now.
Do you find that it's helped?
Yeah, for me, I usually do a lot of stuff to just prepare me, so it don't really matter how much I play. I always feel better the next day because I try to take my recovery as serious as possible. But I would say for the other guys, it definitely helped.
Thank you.
Michael Coe.
Hey, Armando. So going up against Mark Williams for Duke should be a very different matchup than the one against Louisville on Tuesday, since he's a lot longer and taller. How much are you looking forward to that matchup, given that Mark played pretty well against y'all in a couple games last year?
It'll be fun. I've had a chance this year to play against a lot of good bigs, so it's nothing out of the ordinary, but it'll be fun.
Thank you.
Gregory Hall.
Armando, along those lines, what do you need to do to be successful and not, I guess, have your shot blocked against him more often than not?
I would say length really doesn't bother me too much, just because I think the way I play, I usually, try to be physical and things like that. So it kind of puts me in a good position to not getting my shot blocked as much. But, my main thing, I guess, is just trying to get him in foul trouble and getting him out of the game so he can't affect my shot or everybody else's shots.
Brandon Marks.
Hey, Armando. Yeah, this is obviously going to be Coach Davis's first time going up against Duke as head coach, and it's going to be Coach K's last time coming to the Smith Center. Do either of those things do anything to sort of raise the stakes for you, or is it just, it's Duke and you're going to be on no matter what?
Yeah, I would say the second option. We all know how big this rivalry is for both programs, and it being Coach K's last game too here. Obviously, we want to win, and then even more raise the stakes with it being for the first place in the ACC. It'll be a great game, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Adam Smith.
Armando, from a player's perspective, what do you see? What would you identify as the trouble spots with Bancaro, which I'm sure are many, but what would you say there are the things that concern you the most and the things that you've got to try to limit just as a team, I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a pretty good player. I would just say, guess just not letting them get hot, not letting them get too much in the flow. I would say the main person to really worry about is Wendell. Just with him, he can affect the game in so many different areas, and I think they at their best when Wendell is going. So really, I would say just trying to really focus in on Wendell.
Greg Barnes.
Hey, Armando. For you guys to be able to win a game like you did on Tuesday, where maybe you didn't play your best, but you were able to grind out a victory in a tough setting, what does that do for confidence, and how do you think that can help you guys here in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, it just showed us that, when we fight back, good things can happen. And I feel like it was just a great character builder for all of us. Just us going down there in a hostile environment and then going down forward with our backs against the wall and just coming out successful. It was great for all of us, and especially like the guys like Caleb and RJ, just seeing what they can do in those situations. That was like their first ever overtime game. So, just them getting that experience was huge, especially leading up to this game on Saturday.
Thanks.
CL Brown.
Armando, what do you say to a guy like Brady, who's obviously experienced? It's not like you telling the freshman what this game is. What do you say to a guy like Brady, who's played in a lot of games but has never been in a game like this rivalry?
Yeah, this will definitely be probably the biggest rivalry game he'll ever play in his life because, I think Duke and Carolina is the greatest rivalry in all of sports. So, it's not nothing really I can say to him because, he's been doing this for a long time. And, even last game he showed, in big games, he'll be there to step up. So, it's nothing you can really say. He's seen it all on TV. Everybody know how it is. And I think he'll be ready and fired up to play.
And what do you say a win would do for this team, just in terms of, coming on the heels of 4-game winning streak and you guys maybe turning the corner on the season?
I think it'll just kind of validate just some of the things we were showing at the beginning of the year and just how good of a team we could be. Just we need that validation win to just really prove what a lot of people saw and just really show them that, yeah, we're a good team.
Vashti.
Hi, Armando. I know as players, you guys try to keep a level head regarding this game, but to those outside of the locker room, this is a very big rivalry. So what's the feeling on campus? Are you looking at what's going on social media? Do you understand the significance of Duke versus Carolina to the fans?
Yeah, man. I was once a fan just, trying to experience a win for UNC. So I know how it feels. And it's something that not just us are a part of, but y'all, our fans, and it's bragging rights for everybody. So, I feel like us as players, it's our duty to go out there and just play our hardest and give everybody on the Carolina side something to cheer for and be excited for and go to work on Monday and talk a little trash, things like that.
All right, Adam Smith.
Along those lines, Armando, what would be your favorite Duke Carolina memory from when you were growing up? Or just, what this game brings to mind when you think about it from when you were younger?
Man, that's a good one. My favorite memory, I would probably say is, I got to think a little bit. Let me think.
Take your time.
That's a good question. You know what? The one when the year before I came, when Zion had broke his shoe or whatnot. It was a huge game, and I had a lot of friends playing in that game, just knowing players on Duke and UNC, and also just knowing players that were going to Duke. So just being able to talk trash to a lot of their players that was coming in, it was just a lot of fun. And I'm in the
Anybody
game
else?
that had like Obama there too, so that was pretty crazy.
Excuse me, Armando. Anybody else for Armando? All right, Armando, thank you very much. You can go finish my game notes for me. Thank you. We'll get Caleb. Thanks for jumping on. Dina, go ahead.
Hey, Caleb. Saturday, you'll get to finally get to witness and participate in the true Duke at UNC environment. What's your thoughts on being able to be a part of this?
I'm excited. We work hard for these type of moments, and to be here and to be able to experience that atmosphere on Saturday is going to be crazy. So I'm excited, and I know my team is excited. And I know we're locked in, ready to go.
Thank you.
Gregory Hall.
Caleb, after the Louisville game, you tweeted out that you owe Tar Heel Nation just about the end of the regulation and whatnot. What have you learned and what have you seen from the way that end of regulation happened at Louisville, and how can you fix that and be better for Saturday?
Just decision making. Down the stretch, I made a couple bad plays, couple good plays. And that's not me. I gotta be better for the team as far as decision making and making those plays in those clutch situations, and for us to win, I gotta be able to do that for my team. So, and I said I owe y'all because I've been in a kind of shooting slump these past like 5-6 games, and I'm going to get out of that.
Do you look back at all at what you did last year against Duke to kind of help you get out of that?
Last year is last year. I did that last year, and this year is a new year, and I don't even think about that last year. So I'm looking at Saturday, and I'm looking forward to playing them on Saturday.
Andrew Jones.
Hey, Caleb, Armando just said that coach has done a few things in practice to sort of scale back to help you starters keep your legs because Anthony's not available and Dawson isn't available right now. Are you doing anything personally different away from practice to maintain your legs, given the fact that you guys are playing so many minutes?
Yeah, just staying true to my treatment. Me and Doug have been working almost every day on my legs and making sure my legs are fresh and ready to go each and every day. I did something this morning with him. So he just always keeping me fresh and keeping me ready to go for practicing games, and I appreciate him for that.
How much juice did you have in overtime the other night? And did you have so much that maybe it surprised you that your conditioning is where it is?
Yeah, I was. I could have played 2 more quarters, 2 more halves, whatever you want us to do. I'm always ready. However long we got to play, that's what we train to go.
Thanks,
David Thompson.
Hey, Caleb. Regardless of the outcome, this game's going to be remembered for a very long time. What would it mean to you to send Coach K out of Chapel Hill with a loss?
This is, I don't really trip off of what. I'm only thinking about what we got going on. I don't really care about the other side or whatever they got going on. I'm really worried about this team and what we got at stake. It's first place on the line, and that's all I'm worried about. I'm worried about getting this team to win.
CL Brown.
Yeah, what would you say you guys have done the best during this 4-game winning streak? Is there any one area that you look at like, this is the reason why you're winning?
I feel like our defense has been a lot better, and then I feel like sharing the ball has been also a lot better, and we just playing hard. Louisville game was a true statement of that. We played our butts off, and we played our hearts out. So I just feel like we got a grittiness to this team, and I feel like we found that kind of chip on our shoulder that we going out every game, whatever happens, but we're gonna play our heart out.
And I know you said last year was last year, but I was curious if you've talked to Jason Tatum leading up to this game, if there's been any back and forth.
Yeah, I'll talk to him before the game, and we'll have our disagreements, and we'll go ahead and go forward with that. And after the game, I'll call them and we'll see the result.
Thanks.
Brendan Marks.
Hey, Caleb, you and Armando both mentioned, obviously, this is for first place in the ACC, and you guys were in a similar situation before the Miami Wake Forest week. What did you guys maybe learn from that week and going into it and how you approached it, or maybe didn't approach it the right way that you could now apply now going into Saturday?
I just feel like we're playing, like I said, playing a lot harder. We found out our niche, and that's playing hard and playing smart and playing together. So I feel like we play hard, we play smart, and we play together. We have a chance to win any game that we play, whoever it is.
Adam Smith.
Caleb, you played at Duke last year and there were no fans there when you guys played them. You played at UNC and I think there were 3,000, 3,500 fans, something like that. Kirsch is nodding. I don't know. Have you talked to Leaky, Armando, anybody like that? Any former players, just, in terms of what to expect when there's a full house and the energy is sort of cranked up, a bunch of different levels than it was last year when you played in these games?
Yeah, for sure. I asked them, what did it feel like? What did it feel like going into the game and warm-ups, when the tip-off and those situations that they've been in? And I for sure asked them, and they told me their say-sos. And, I'm just ready. I love those type of games. I love those type of moments, and I'm ready for it.
Time
What
for
were
two
their-
last. Go ahead.
What were their say-sos? You said they told you their say-sos.
Yeah, they said it's going to be crazy. It's going to be, you can't really hear anything. You might not hear Coach Davis. You might not hear us calling for a screen or anything. But I'm ready. Like I said, I'm ready for it.
Sorry, Adam. Two last questions for Caleb before we get to practice. Caitlin and then Vashti, and then we'll get Jay and Seth on. They're on as well.
Hey, Caleb, kind of going off of that, if you had one word to describe your anticipation for this game, what would it be and why?
I say that's a good question. I say locked in. That's two words, but I say locked in. Focused. Let me say focused. Because like I said, this is, we know what's at stake, and we know first place is at stake. So just keeping our hard hats on and ready to go and ready for those moments.
Thanks.
That was well done, Caleb. Nice job. Vashti.
Caleb, you talked about you saying that you're focused and the stat sheet shows during these big time games, you usually come up big on the court. And, NC State, Michigan, you versus Duke last year. What is it about that spotlight that gets you going?
I just feel like, I just play to the level of my competition. I feel like when the lights are on, the big time players got to come out. So I feel like my coaches and my teammates help me with that, and they always encouraging me to show up in these type of games. And like I said, I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to get this win and help my team get the win.
All right, Caleb, thank you very much. You are done.